Greetings from Christian News and Interviews. I won't be before you long. I just wanted to quickly share with you a little bit about Sean Puffy Combs. A few years ago, I was listening to an interview that Sean gave. And in the interview, he shared that he had been at Howard for 2 years before dropping out, Howard University, before dropping out. And he shared a very interesting story. And I could tell that he was only sharing half the story, but I got the other half though. In his half of the story, he talked about a young lady named Robin that he was crazy about. He talked about the fact that um, Robin's parents removed her from Howard University specifically to get away from him. And that there came a time when he heard that she had returned to Howard University, and at this point he had already dropped out. He heard that she had returned to Howard University, so he came back looking for her. And when he tracked her down, she turned him down. Because remember, her parents had pulled her out of Howard to get away from him. Now, he never talked about why the parents didn't like him, which I found interesting. Well, I got the second half of the story from some of Robin's friends who also gave an interview, and they said that Sean was physically abusive to the young lady to the point that at one point he pulled out a belt, an old-fashioned belt, and gave her a beating the same way that, you know how old-fashioned parents would beat their children? He beat her in front of everybody. So that was the second half of the story that he didn't share. And I mention that because Sean P. Diddy Combs has been beating women for years. We know that at least at Howard University, he was beating that girl, Robin. Okay? Fast forward. Over the years, he got with Kim Porter, who was absolutely gorgeous. Jennifer Lopez, gorgeous. Cassie Ventura, gorgeous. And many other women, I'm sure. But let me tell you something about sin. Sin has no bottom. So no matter how many gorgeous women he would meet, because he wanted to sin, use drugs, etc., he was never satisfied. No matter how many drugs he took, they were never enough. No matter how many freak-offs he was able to talk women into engaging in with him, they were never enough, to the point where 1 hour of a freak-off became 5 hours, became 6 hours, became 30 hours. It was never enough. Sin has no bottom. Which leads me to the second thing I'm going to say before I close out. Sean P. Diddy Combs, I am 100% convinced, is plagued with unclean spirits. How they got into him, I do not know. I don't know if he invited them in. Or if it's like, well, see, drugs will open you up anyway. They'll open up channels. So this is a man who takes all types of drugs. He has an insatiable need for depraved activities. He has no conscience about taking a beautiful young woman and turning her into a prostitute and having hundreds and thousands of men defile her as he sits back and plays with himself, as he watches, as he engages in what they call cuck behavior. He will never be happy. Even if he gets out of jail, he will return unless somebody lays hands on him and leads him to a saving grace of Jesus Christ. He will never be happy. He will return to those freak-offs, and they will be 1,000 times worse than what they are right now. So I will stop there. But I just wanted to mention that sin has no bottom. I will be doing a part 2, a part 3 possibly, but just wanted to give you something to chew on. I'm convinced that he has unclean spirits. He's demon possessed. He's wicked. He has no conscience. He doesn't care what he does to a woman. But I guarantee you, if someone did to his daughters, his 4 daughters, what he's doing to other people's daughters, I guarantee you he'd have a fit. He wouldn't want it to happen to his children, but he's doing it to other people's children. Unclean spirits. And I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Talk to you soon.